Well, here we go. Another CIRF report for the first week in January. Welcome to 2024, everybody. All aboard the Earth train as we head towards a new moon in Capricorn. Technically outside of our CIRF week, but it's a crescendo towards that new moon, and all the energies are supportive of it. So let's get going. Let's go surfing. And I've got my Earth colors on because I want to be in the energy. And the song this week, we're going to make the Cult Earth Mofo. I wish I could play it. I have it queued up right now, but I don't want to get a copyright suit. That whole album called Ceremony is this energy this week. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend you at least look at the lyrics for Earth Mofo. And here we go. We have the I-Ching says temporary obstacles. What is that? That's like perfect for Capricorn. It's line 4 and it's very optimistic. The line 4 says, I can do it. And so we already have this whole theme of I think I can. We have Saturn with sextiles representing opportunities. So if we just get serious, we can make a lot this week. And we're going to find out that it gets stronger as we go into the new moon and then another month, another lunar cycle of Capricorn. So this is just the very beginning. It's I think I can sort of a week. The Dreambot says destroy and rebuild. That kind of reminds me of Pluto. Oh, Pluto does have a T-square and in Capricorn. And so we have the felt experiences, which is all earth signs. It's a very earthy week this week. Waning crescent moon, that's really the only outlier. The waning crescent moon is sort of take a breath, take some time to yourself, introspection, rejuvenation, take a break. But there's a big old contradiction this week. All the energies are saying, don't take a break. I need to work. I need to do something. I need to climb the mountain. And all the other alignments are supportive of that. So it's very it's earthy motivation. So it's slow, steady, moving forward. It's not these big fiery leaps forward. It's just keep doing it, keep doing the mundane. In fact, we're gonna compile this all together for a solution that matches both. It includes both of these Capricornian sort of go get 'em goals and breaking through obstacles, but marry that up to the need to reflect the waning crescent moon. That's an important part of our phase. So with that, is that enough? Is that confusing enough? And a big shout out to Erica Spradlin, tie with Milos for the best comment. So both of you, best comment, congratulations. But I want to shout out if you posted a comment last week, thank you. All of them were enlightening to me. They were reflective. They were poignant. And I enjoyed reading all of your comments. But thanks to Erica and Milos, and congratulations. Let's go to the Dreambot. Zoom in. I was able to get a little more zoom on here. I know it's a difficult one to see, but top word 2024. It's not a word, obviously, but something that the dictionary and the bot is looking for. No surprise there. 2024 is all over the place now. View and days. All right, linguistic set says monitor, cancel, seemingly country. Yikes. Monitor is sort of a command. Tell us to watch out for seemingly wanting to cancel the country. Okay. Noted. And then the red, all of the red is destroy and rebuild. And it's pretty much equal. It's not one or the other. It's both destroy and rebuild. So you have things like cancel and sink and crush, but you also have raised and felt and setting. Well, most of them, I guess a little more of them are more of on the destroy side, but still pretty equal. And then the blue arrows are a feeling sense, the five senses. That's our reality. That's the earth. That's how you connect to the earth is through your five senses. That's how you connect to the 3D reality is through felt experiences. So you have that. It's very earthy. I don't know why I didn't put that in earth-based colors, but all right. Remember our overview. We're getting halfway through the eclipse cycle, and I have more information on the whole eclipse cycles themselves. We've started our, I don't know, as you recall, before this, the eclipse cycle that we're in Libra now. Before that was Aries. And so then we have Libra now, and then the next one is going to be Aries, and then the next one's going to be Libra, and then the next one's going to be Aries again. And because the reason for that is because each eclipse subtracts or recesses about 10 degrees in that sign. And so we started in Aries with a very late Aries, and so then the next one goes about 10 to 11 degrees before that. So you subtract 10 off of there. And then eventually you're going to get out of the Aries Libra. But it's fascinating to me what's going on in the world for the last few years, but last couple of years especially. And what we can pretty much predict what's going on. It's this between warrior standing up for yourself, finding yourself versus peace and harmony. How can we get along? Collectivism. It's both, and we're gonna have to sort that out, and it's a big old paradox. But back and forth we go on these immediate cycles. I thought that was really interesting. We don't quite have the new moon in Capricorn this CIRF week. We're in this blue band here, this little sliver in time. But the energy of the new moon is reflective on the Wednesday of the last day of our CIRF week. Here's the energy chart for our week. It's just Capricorn, earthy, obstacle, obliteration, getting mundane tasks complete, moving forward, that feeling, and it just gets stronger and stronger until we get to that new moon. We have, to help our cause, our Capricornian cause, we have Mars going into Capricorn very early in our week. So it now we have Pluto, Mars, and Sun, and that just represents the Capricorn Earth. Then you've got Jupiter and Uranus over in Taurus, those all making trines. And we even have, which is sort of rare, we have a Earth square. We have Earth square. We have Pluto and Jupiter in a square. It's a very loose in its orb, but they're both in Earth signs. That's crazy. Doesn't happen very often. So that puts even more pressure and onto our Earth stuff. The two outliers are going to be the waning crescent moon and Mercury square Neptune. That's going to have us really talking in a weird way, or talking, exaggerating, bringing fantasy in, don't really know what's truth, and is this just a story, or it's like a storyteller's dream, that alignment there. All right, let's get started. We have a lot to talk about in each day. There's a lot happening. On Thursday, January 4th, 2024, we have Mars going into Capricorn at around 9 a.m., 3 minutes off, and this is Central Standard Time. And I highlight that because it's just keeps recurring, this whole 9 thing. With that crescendo of energy, you're going to see this gate or portal or something opening up on 999. All right, so our picture for today is called the Gears of Growth. I've got a picture of a horse tethered up to a well and bringing water in, and it's very earthy. It's very task oriented. Sort of kind of has this sort of trapped feeling where Saturn comes in, but in a sextile sort of fashion. It says if you just do this and you just keep on doing it, you're going to net some things this week. There's opportunities. And then here's the other image. There's the water kind of concept. It's going to take effort. That's the point. And these pumps here bringing out water from the earth, especially because Saturn is in Pisces or is in water. It doesn't just take one pump. I mean, it takes a few pumps before you finally get that water up and high enough, depending on how low that is. So it's a mundane sort of a feel. There is an urge to do things. It's very earthy. We have 5 earth signs, and that's going to increase towards the latter part of our week when the moon goes into Taurus. And then it's going to be very earth dominant. This week it's earthy. Plus, that's what I forgot, was Saturn has 2 sextiles on it. Saturn is in Pisces, so not really an earth sign, obviously, but with beautiful sextiles. One of them is sextile over to Mars. Mars entering into Capricorn. Saturn is Capricorn ruler with a positive, harmonious, opportunistic type of alignment back to home. So very, very earthy. Even the non-earth adds to the earthiness. Then we have the moon is currently in Libra. This is the waning crescent moon, technically. And over the south node on the 4th is going to be emotions tied to the past, reflective of the past. It's just past the last quarter moon. And so typically we would have a period of time of just reflecting, rejuvenating, really taking a break. But there's nothing supportive in the other energies. And by the way, we're going to consolidate all the solutions for later. Solutions being, here's your recommended behaviors for the week. We're going to do that in the last half of this report, so hang on. Friday the 5th is more of a serious day. We've got Pluto with the T-square, so a lot of pressure on power, control, death, and rebirth. That's the dream bot right there. We have a double sextile on Saturn, and that's already pretty tight. So Saturn is the stonemason's vision. So you've got a wallet, a mallet, and a chisel, and you are maybe not even knowing what you're hammering for, but it's starting to get clear. And so we've got that. That's the Saturn one. And then we've got Mars going into Capricorn, fresh into there, but also making a trine over to Jupiter. Positive, optimistic, expansive in Taurus. So a lot of wealth building, a lot of maybe exaggerating what I can do, maybe too opportunistic, possibly on the downside. So there's an alignment that's going to get stronger as the week goes on, but also important is Sun trine Uranus, and that one is going to go exact on just before the new moon. So that's a really powerful, earthy, like change, insight. It's a slow change, and that's really also very supportive of this. Statue making. It's starting to come in as we drone on through the week. If you just keep doing this little chiseling, little by little, it's something beautiful is coming out of it. I have another picture of another kind of a statue. I don't know. Earth-based statues really resonate to me, those ideas. This energy that I'm talking about, all 4 of these alignments are felt as like new ideas, supported by experience and diligence. What about challenging conventions while honoring fundamentals? Or non-conformity supported by proven principles? Sure. A lot of paradoxes in here, and that's foreshadowing to our solution. On Saturday the 6th, I have a typo on crescent, but waning crescent moon in Scorpio brings us back down into the cave, into the dark cave as for our image. The image is you've got a lantern or a torch, something lighting the way deep down into the Scorpio abyss emotionally. And it's life-changing insights. You're going to stumble on something in this cave deep down within that is going to help you on your way, on your life. Hidden insights emerging from introspection, attuning to subtle layers beneath overt issues. So going deeper into things is helpful. And by the way, so we've already talked a lot about one of the paradoxes in this week, the earth versus the introspection. So what I'm thinking is that if you pick earthy, sort of repetitive, sort of mundane tasks, not necessarily things you don't want to do. I'm not suggesting that, but just something that's sort of a little more tedious that you can really kind of get lost in, lose sense of time in. And as you do those that aren't extra hard, they're just sort of, repetitive and tedious. That's when you're going to get these big insights, in my opinion, by the waning crescent moon, because you're going to need those insights as we get to the new moon in Capricorn, because that's when you're going to develop your goals. And this is the opportunity that you have in addition to the Saturn opportunities. And the Saturn opportunities are you going to have to do some work too. There's some shoulds in there, but they're not like super challenging. They're more of earthy. You're going to get through it by being consistent. Those are going to be your Saturnian options this week. Sunday the 7th, we have Mercury and Neptune is the tightest alignment. It's the storyteller's C, and here is sort of your new picture. And this is not what they're going through. This is what this guy is saying, the story that's being told, because Mercury is communication. It's going to tend to exaggerate. Well, let's imagine that really what happened was that they were on a peaceful sea and didn't have the rain suit on, didn't need it because it was clear skies, beautiful sunshine, birds chirping above, soaring above, but that's not what he's saying. He forgets, he exaggerates. Oh my God! And the wave was huge. That's kind of the energy of today, because of that square Mercury square Neptune, and so communicating becoming diffused or diluted, perspectives blending philosophy and truth. Mercury is in Sagittarius, and there's sort of a travel kind of a theme there. Long-term travel. You got a short-term travel Mercury in long-term travel Sagittarius. And then Monday, we have the statues are starting to take shape. Here's the picture. Oh boy. I didn't want to go in the direction that I was taking it. So this guy's got another kind of a wood statue or an earth-based statue. Not stone this time, but a wing of some sort, an eagle maybe. And it's starting to come to shape. All of the pictures apply that we've talked about so far. We even have that horse that's hooked up to the well. That's still going. It's still sort of climbing the mountain. It's starting to get a little stronger, but still pales in comparison to what's happening on tomorrow and Wednesday, and then Thursday is the new moon in Capricorn. This is a shift. Just today, Monday the 8th, is a shift without shock, because Sun trine Uranus is starting to emerge as the tightest alignment energetically, which is one of our Earth trines. So it's shifting, but it's slower change, and you can be more conscious of it in this alignment. A new idea that's put into long-term planning, that's a great thing. If you got that going on Monday the 8th, write it down, because it's going to be relevant to your new moon goal setting that's going to happen on Thursday. We might be questioning traditions, maybe being driven to modernize with this Sun trine Uranus. And then this is when the portal, I don't know, something's weird with the numerology here. Tuesday the 9th. And we have a 999 because this is happening around 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, I realize this doesn't affect all the other 24 time zones, just the Central Time in North America. But nonetheless, here we go. We got the 9th of January, so 9. And then if you put all the numbers in, 1, 9, 2024, add that all up, it comes to 9. And that's true to be honest, every day in the new year, 2024, up to 9. So up to this day. Every day before then, if it's the 8th, the overall numerology is 8. If it's the 7th, the overall numerology is 7. It doesn't work so much when it gets to 10. I don't think. But nonetheless, while you say, well, the purists are like, well, this is happening at 8:35. That's when Mars sextile Saturn goes exact. But I'm going to show you here. Here's the, whoops, wrong one. Here it is. Here's 9 p.m. and you still have Saturn sextile Mars exact. So it's exactly at 9 p.m. It's just a nice large window, and 9 o'clock is included in it. I got to move this back over. So anyway, we have a 999, and and then when you look at the actual minutes and degrees, we have 10, 10, 10. So you've got Moon and Mars in a conjunction, and both of them, their numbers add up to 10. So you got 4 and 6, 10. You have 0 and 37 equal 10. So you got 10, 10, which reduces to 1, 1. Sextile, 10. Saturn, 4, 6, 10. So there's 10, 10, 10 at 9 and 9. So I don't know, like these angel numbers or whatever, does that mean anything to anybody? Apparently 999 could mean a climax after a concentrated effort, visionary insights or realizations, major life transitions or transformations, higher callings beginning to unfold. It's a massive trine. We have the squares and the pressures are waning off. We have dominant sextiles, and they're exact. 2 of those are exact with emotions over Mars. And we got 4 Capricorn signs, Earth signs, 6. So that harkens back to our cult song, Earth Mofo. And we also had Sun and Uranus in the trine go exact on this day at 6:07 p.m. So that was a couple hours ago based on this chart. So very, very tight trines. This is a climax day. The numerology says 999 on 111 alignment. So, wow, it's basically the energy of this unlocks, I think, the 999, but the 111 is going to be for everybody, no matter what time zone you're in. And the 999 only really applies to people in my where I'm at in terms of time zone. It's the only time zone I did the numerology for, but I thought it was interesting. And now, Wednesday, the 10th, we have, within 6 hours of the end of our CIRF week, we have a new moon in Capricorn. So we're going to talk more in depth on this at the other the next CIRF report. But this energy of the new moon, this is a snapshot of the new moon. This is technically January 11th at 6 a.m., 5:57 a.m. to be exact, Central Standard Time. But within 6 hours, that's going to be a factor inside of our CIRF week, right? So plus or minus 24 hours is the energy. And it is much less pressure. Imagine that. So what's all these earth signs? It is about doing and experiencing, sticking with it, very practical, pragmatic. It is what it is. 5 senses, experiencing things, just doing it. And with these trines, there's an element of change, there's an element of really positive and optimistic, and you can do it. And very cheerleader-esque. We have Saturn, who's normally the taskmaster, in extra positive, extra opportunistic alignments. So that's taken out as like, I don't know, drudgery. It is what it is. It feels powerful. Things feel easy. I wouldn't be surprised if most of us feel like doing stuff on Wednesday the 10th inside of this new moon energy. But you can tell already that this next month, starting on the 11th of January for about a month, 29 days, it's going to be this Capricorn energy, and extremely earthy and easy. And change is implicated. Power is in there. Mars is in there with optimistic Jupiter. Very positive. So start thinking about your Capricorn goals. All right. We get into the I-Ching, said 39, and we have line 4. Temporary obstacles will invariably present themselves. This is not always a bad thing. Obstructions, difficulties, and even setbacks can eventually be overcome and become assets. So I think we're just going to be almost excited about obstacles because they're going to be easy to take out, easy to do. People might report feeling the resistance I'm facing is making it incredibly challenging to move forward, yet there's a glimmer of change on the horizon. This is the line 4. This is what line 4 does to it. It adds a very optimistic flavor to the challenges. The challenges I'm encountering are draining my energy and motivation, but I sense a different pathway emerging. There's something positive about it. There's some sort of key insight and change that's coming of your tasks. All right, so time now to summarize the influence so we can get to the solution. Love this picture. It's a really big goat, but we have a waning crescent moon in the background. You've got the obstacles out there, seeing all the possibilities, and you're already on top of one. The entire CIRF week really is a growing crescendo towards a new moon in Capricorn. But that almost sounds as if, because it's the new moon coming up, that we need to be relaxing. It sounds as if we're just in a waiting cycle. And that can't be further from the truth. The major alignments this week support the idea of Capricornian obstacles, earthy opportunities, feelings of striving, possible fears of failure, and more. The alignments get stronger throughout the week and climax on a 999. Paradoxically, it's going to be hard to sit still with all this earthy, opportunistic energy. So the biggest challenge, in my opinion, the waning moon. Getting to do stuff, but also taking a break, relaxing, introspection, rejuvenating, that'll be a challenge. So now we need to talk about the solution. All right. And here we go. You put the change line in, you get 31, mutual attraction. Consistency is important in matters of mutual attraction. That's a very earthy thing too. Consistency. It's good to make the first move. Avoid the temptation to be at all manipulative. Let the power of mutual attraction pull you along. What does this even mean? Let the power of mutual attraction pull you along? We are going to talk about it. Keep your mind innocent and free of pride. Remaining open to the forces of attraction brings good fortune, such as trying new approaches, switching perspectives, slow progress with patience, openness to different directions. Saturn is our ruler for all this Earth and Capricorn energy. And with the beautiful sextiles and the clear gate of 111, I thought Saturn is the most applicable energy to all that we have to talk about this week. And that's going to be in hexagram 55 of the Rave Mandala. And it's going to give us a Sidereal Aquarius. So 55 of the Rave says abundance is strictly a question of spirit. Line 5 says growth, the unusual ability in a position of power to accept advice and transform it innovatively. This gift in a position of power allows one to continue to lead rather than being perceived as being led. The emotional strength and spirit derived from positions of power. Basically, there's a continuum here in line 5. In line 5, you're going to grow through insights that are going to help you in a powerful position. They're going to help you lead. The downside to that is as you get more energy or more insights, it tends to be more conditioning, more idealistic, more firm in your belief system, and so less open. And so we got to balance that out behaviorally, is to accept advice, but don't put it into the long-term bank of fact, of over relying on that knowledge. You can use it. You don't need to deny it, but don't let it solidify you that you can't be open to new advice. So, in our solution, all right, breaking this down, we have mutual attraction, which is normally people think of male and female, but a lot of times when you get the I-Ching mutual attraction, sort of denotes to an energy, and we don't do that for our solution. We're looking for behaviors commensurate with mutual attraction, which I underlined and talked about before. And so we need to include those. We need to overlap that with the paradox in the Rave Mandala 55. There's another 555. Did you notice that? Gate 55, line 5, 555. Another angel number. And then we've got Sidereal Aquarius. We'll include that and the waning crescent moon. When you carefully look at all the solution modalities, you easily find dichotomies and rich paradoxes of life. Mutual attraction is the strong merriment of yin and yang, male and female. The Rave's polarity involves growth of power through openness and accepting advice. On the one hand, the advice can help you lead better, but it can also condition you to inflexible knowledge and inflexible use of the knowledge. The waning moon enters Sidereal Aquarius, which is a fixed sign and rejects monotony and or the mundane. So therefore, consciously look for the polar opposites. That's the whole point. Catch yourself being caught up in cognitive dissonance. Using the Aquarian, Sidereal Aquarius in Aquarian fashion, zoom out far enough to find the opposite pole and formulate the paradox. Because according to the Rave and supportive of all the Uranus and Jupiter alignments this week and all the Earth, is the irony or the paradox of receiving advice. And by the way, this picture, I didn't describe this picture, is the This suggestion is akin to from being the novice or the one being mentored to becoming the mentor. You can see the younger man is helping up the older man now, and so that's why I picked that picture. So it's sort of a paradox. There's a paradox here, and then there's a paradox with the waning and Aquarius. So look for the irony, look for the paradoxes all throughout the week. Find the big picture in everything that you're presented this week, and that will even help you in the Rave Mandala. So as you're receiving information, you will know, especially if it's sort of a one-sided thing or someone really defensive giving you knowledge, you can zoom out so that you can see their input, but you can also include the opposite or the merriment of the other pole, the paradox, is to see that life is a paradox. And hopefully these, typically when people start with paradoxes and polarity work, they sort of get frozen. They freeze with their information because it's sort of like a damned if I do, damned if I don't kind of a feel to it. But there's always, in these polar opposites, there's always an ability to put both of them to work. You need to put both of them to work. You need to honor both sides for a full picture of life itself. And so that brings us to our runes. We do need to continue the Gebu and the eclipse cycle to bring more balance and harmony, partnership, and diplomacy into our lives, to be an expert in that over the course of this 6 months. And for this week, Kanaz, it's the first time I think we've used Kanaz, which says like the less than sign. It's merging of opposites. It's creative fire, beacon, torch. Remember that picture of the cave and the guy with the torch? That's Kanaz, and it's used for illumination, revelation, breakthrough. We've got a lot of opportunities for relatively, or at least slower breakthroughs with Uranus in Taurus, trying up to Sun. So there are going to be some breakthroughs in discovery, and a lot of those are because you continue to chisel away at your mundane tasks, in earthy mundane tasks. Like knitting would be a great activity, something you can kind of just get lost in. You're going to get some insights. And when you get insights, make sure you merge the opposites. That's my big foot stomper. The statement that I plan to use is that I am a paradox. My life is a paradox. This world is a paradox. And it doesn't mean I shouldn't be a part of it. Doesn't mean it's an oxymoron and it's stupid. It's just the reality. Everything is bipolar at a minimum. All right. That's all I have, everyone. I appreciate you being here. And man, those comments keep on flowing and I love them. Love you all. Have a great week. Welcome to 2024, baby.